She spent another night alone, no sexing. But she tried, sent out a few texts and didn't get no reply. She used to the type of guys that be always on the same shit. She let him hit but never came quick. No, she took her time. It seems relationships never crossed her mind. But I'm not asking you for nothing decided, girl. I would take time to show you that I know just what the problem is. I'll give you a commitment in due time. Don't want your heart broke, neither do I. Agree. We buying liquor, never drinking out the bottle. Like asking you for help and never asking you to swallow, baby girl. You know everything, and it's funny how life makes you think.
Good morning, good morning. It is a super Saturday, everyone. I hope you all have had a marvelous week and that your weekend is off to a great start. Thank you for joining us here today at Dear Life After. We have something special for you on today. Are you ready? Tell me you are ready for the guest that we have for you on today. Listen. Some of you know him as Polo the Vibe, or like me, he's Jaron. But hey, whether you know him as Jaron, whether you know him as Rashad, or you know him as Polo the Vibe, he is here with us on today, and we're gonna we're just gonna chop it up. We're just gonna have a great conversation and have some fun on today. So get your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever it is you need to get. And if you forgot to tell somebody, hey, it's not too late to go ahead and tag them, tweet them, whatever it is you need to do, and tell them to log on so that they're not going to miss this on today. So we ain't gonna wait any longer. We're gonna go ahead and bring on Polo the Vibe.
Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
hey, it's a
What's going
great
on?
day, right? As they
It
say
is.
in the neighborhood.
It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yes, it
It's a
is.
beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, ma'am, it is. Yes, ma'am. You all right today?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Yes,
Good,
yes.
good, good,
So of
good.
course, you're Jaron to me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes Rashad, your mom calls you Nunu.
Yes, ma'am. All of those.
All of those, right?
All of those. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Chuck, all
But
of them.
some people probably want to know, how did you get the name? First, tell us how you became Polo the Vibe.
Well, as you know, polo is like my favorite clothing. I love polo. And it just kind of became a part of me. I mean, I love that name. And so I kind of developed that name over the years. And then one thing that I've always loved to do on or off stage is vibe. I mean, I'm just really big on vibrations. I'm really big on like scoping the room. That's just been me everywhere I go, whether I'm in church, I'm at home. I just like to make sure that I'm in control of whatever the vibe is in the room. So that just kind of became a part of me, and so now I just kind of stuck with Polo the Vibe. It just kind of stuck with me, and so that's kind of been it had a nice little ring to it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
so
hey.
we stuck with it.
Yes,
So yes,
yes,
ma'am.
yes. And so for those of people who don't know, that was actually yours a single of yours that
Yes,
that
ma'am.
played on the promo before the show came on.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So
Only
I'm sure that's
21.
something that you're proud of. But we're gonna kind of talk about. I know for me, you grew up in the church.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
grew up in
Did.
the church, playing the drums and this kind of thing. But but now you do more on the secular set.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
what made you choose that over staying full time in the church?
I've always had a thing for soul music. I've always had a thing for R&B. I feel as if R&B music has a very very nice ride to it. I mean, I grew up listening to old school. I grew up just listening to a lot of different genres of music, not even just R&B and not just hip hop, but country, neo soul. My mom always had a Patra record going, or so I was listening to reggae or something. So I always had different genres. I never knew what I was gonna have playing when I got in the car growing up. So as I got older, being in the church, I've always known that even being in the church, when my mom raised me, we always had our spiritual life. We always had a spiritual upbringing, Bible study with Granny, and always just we were in church every Sunday. But we always had a life. We still had a life. It was okay. My grandmother and my mom always taught me that it was okay to live your life and still have a standard to it that's still pleasing.
Absolutely.
Still have a standard, still have organization, and still have God. And so as I got older, I always took that with me. I was always able to carry my light wherever I went. I've always been able to, just be me and still know, oh, okay, there now sometimes maybe sometimes it might be a little misleading. my
Hey.
light my light might be, I'm not gonna say what is it, tainted, but my light isn't tainted. But I mean, I know for a fact that to those who are looking I don't know how to word it, but to those that are looking with the unexperienced or different eye that wouldn't
Well,
know.
we're gonna say what it is for those church folks
Yeah,
who
that's
want
it.
to.
I ain't want
No, we keeping it real here at
Okay,
Dear Life
okay,
After.
cool. Let me loosen up a little bit. For those
Yes,
that are holier
yes. So
than
for the
thou.
church people, for the
For those
church
that,
folks who
yeah.
want to judge people instead of loving people
Yeah.
like we're supposed to do.
Yeah, that
But
that
it's
that
okay. It's
that
okay.
didn't read the part where it said that all have sinned and fallen short.
See,
For those that
that
didn't read
that
that
part,
part. Yes,
that
ma'am.
part,
Yes, ma'am. So
that
yes,
part.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
And I think that's what we want to kind of relate to people, because there's
Hmm.
somebody out there who is struggling with, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well, you know what? I grew up in the church, and so I played these instruments and I sing, but I want to go out and enjoy life and touch people with a different genre of music, and they need to know that it's okay. It doesn't lessen your faith.
And let me say this too. Another reason why is because of the fact that simply it pays my bills. If I can be honest, I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. Like it pays
And
my
that's
bills,
important, right?
ma'am.
That's important, right?
What? Very. My kids gotta eat. I, I gotta eat. Like, oh my goodness. So yes, ma'am. It definitely is that. That's really what it is. I have to be able to take care of my family, and yes, I am active, still active, very active in the church weekly. And not just active. I mean, I'm that yeah, active. I don't miss a week. I'm in church maybe 3 times a week, and you probably wouldn't even know it because of the fact of that's obvious. I mean, that's automatic. I'm doing that before I touch a stage. I still have even when they say that, even though the church house is just a house, you still got to have a standard outside of the house. So that you still got to pray, you still got to read, you still got to those things come before the church. You got to do that
Because
at
you are
home.
the church.
You
Yeah.
are. It's right
Yes.
here. It starts
Yeah.
at home. You got to read. You got to have. I mean, reading with your kids, reading with your friends. Like those that know you have to know that light shines.
Yes.
So
Yes. And so for you in the beginning, was that a struggle for you? Because I know you were deep rooted in the church, because I knew your granny, and we know granny and papa. Hey,
and play Deacon and Lady Hope did not play. Glory Dean did not play.
Glory Dean did not play. So was that a struggle for you in the beginning to do the secular music, knowing that you were deep rooted in the church in the beginning?
Absolutely, and main reason why is because I was judged very, 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 very badly. But I was judged. I mean, I'm still judged about it, but I was one of those that cared a little bit more about what people said about me then. And over the years, that has grown to that line has thinned out because
Okay.
now I mean, like I said, my light goes with me everywhere. I'm confident in who I am, not just within myself, but in Christ. Um, and on top of that, that's just how I carry myself. I'm a confident person anyway. Like you not.
Listen,
We,
you come from a family of confident people, so hey,
it can
your
come off
granny did
very,
not
very.
listen.
It can
We
come
ain't
off.
talking
It can
about
come.
your mama. Okay.
It can come across arrogant sometimes, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not what it is. It's not what it is. I don't think. No, it's not what
And
it
people do
is.
confuse, what I'm saying, confidence and arrogance, but like you said,
They go hand in hand, but they're different. They're opposite, but they go hand in hand.
absolutely, absolutely. They
Yeah.
go together. They're sister and brother.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. First, at least first
They not
cousins.
they not cousins.
At least first cousins. Come on now. Yes, and to answer your question, I think another thing that really made it a little easier for me though, was because I'm a musician as well. So because I'm still a very highly active musician. I play still in the church, in the clubs, in secular, on the road. I tour as a musician. Like I play more now and produce more than I sing still. So when I made the transition to Polo the Vibe, I was still more playing in church. And so I have a rehearsal or something, and people crack jokes. Bro, we about to be down at that juke joint tonight. You gonna be down there at the you playing down there at the Clip Club tonight or something. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm not there yet. Not gonna say yet. I don't want to not in the Clip Club. But there's as like I said, as time went over, it was just like, okay, are you gonna do this and keep your light shining, or are you gonna let that bulb run out? It's like, no, let's keep it going. So I was able to keep the mindset of no matter where I am, no matter where I plug up at, no matter where I step foot in, again, the church is here. God is here.
That's right.
So he goes everywhere with me. He's omnipresent. I'm not, but he definitely is. So he already in the room before I even get there.
See,
So
and that's what people need to know, that because hey, I'm singing joy and pain like sunshine and rain.
it rain. we yes, ma'am. Or joy, God's great joy.
That's right. That's right. Because some people get that confused, because we know that church folks, will definitely judge you.
Very much so. Very
You
much
know,
so.
and they will make that out of a big deal, as if that means that your faith is, oh, well, how can you do this? Well, that doesn't mean you don't believe.
There's so many other things there's so many other skeletons in other people's closets that we don't know about. And you're judging me because I get up here and sing something to make somebody feel good. That's not displeasing to God. That's
Because you're still using your gift that He's giving you.
he's giving me. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you singing that, because of the anointing that goes with you wherever you go,
Yes, ma'am.
might make a difference in somebody else's life, even though it's secular music. But who's to say that somebody in that audience didn't need that,
Everybody didn't listen to
didn't need to
to
see,
James
you know
Cleveland.
what I'm saying? Because they needed to see that light. They needed to see that in you, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And and yet, like the comment just said, I've seen many jam sessions turn to an opportunity to minister to the good of God. That's literally how jam sessions. I used to do jam sessions in college. That was kind of how this started. I was doing jam sessions at Langston University, and I would have them every Wednesday. So we would have this. We would go to Bible study. Was crazy. While I was in college, I was a part of the Wesley Foundation. I was a part of another Christian group. So I had Bible study every Wednesday. We would go to Bible study at the Wesley Foundation, come back and have jam sessions at my house afterwards. Of course, we would start off with, whatever we singing, and somebody would bust out with, I love you, Jesus. And we would stay, it would go there. Like, that's how it would go. So it's very understanding to a lot of singers and artists, because at the end of the day, we're singing music. This is music to us. It's not about, oh, this is a country song, that's a rap song, that's a Latino song. No, this is music.
Mm-hmm.
Music is
Because
everything.
like you said, He's omnipresent. So He shows up. He's
In
there.
everything. He's in
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And when He's supposed to take over, He gonna take over.
He gonna do it. He gonna do it every time.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Every
Yeah.
time. Every time.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm sure in the beginning, uh, there was not necessarily an issue, but you dealt with your mom in regards to, hey, No. What you gonna do? You gonna be in the club, or you gonna be at the church?
Dude, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Sometimes we still have those conversations. But one thing I can say is that's my number one supporter outside of my girlfriend. That is my number one. Like my mama there. My mama there's been there just since day one. My mama has always. We were waking up every Saturday morning, going to piano lessons, listening and riding to whatever. I don't know with the mystery jams is what I used to call them because I could get in the car and it might be a James Hall record playing. Then the next thing we getting in, it's the Jill Scott record, the live record in Philly, and then like my mama just she I could say my mama was the first DJ I ever met. And she don't
Okay.
even know it. My mama was, and she was all around, like what they call those DJs that be on like stations like 89.3. They just have whatever going, whatever music they want to play.
Yeah.
She was, and she always had the hits. Now she come to me, Jay, what's this song? What song is that? I'm like, nah, mama, where keep that same energy you had 32 years ago? Where is that?
Because you also come from a background of family of singers. Your granny could sing, your papa could sing, your mom and your dad sing.
Yes, they do. They do. Those are I call those my vocal Bibles. My granny was literally a vocal Bible to me. She would sit up and had this almost like a soprano, this strong opera soprano, like almost sound. I
Mhm.
feel like and it was very accurate. Like she didn't miss. My granny didn't miss. My grandfather, he was a real spiritual singer. Like he
Oh yeah, he was a quartet singer. Like
quartet. I'm talking
yes,
about
yes.
his favorite song. I never forget his favorite song. I sung it at his burial service in my home over there. I mean, that's probably the one song I know for a fact. If he ever sang it, I knew the whole room was out. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, and my parents, you know,
I already know.
my
But you know,
mom,
you probably have some people on here that probably have not uh, heard your voice in
mm-hmm.
regards to singing. But what we're going to do is we're going to have to pay some bills. So we're going to go to a commercial break real quick. But when we come back, be thinking about just give them just a little bit. Give them just a little bit, just a little something.
Is it a secular
We'll
song
let
or
you give them a little something when we come back from commercial. You know
yes,
what I'm
ma'am.
saying? Whether that's for Papa or Granny or whatever you choose, it doesn't matter. We're
Okay.
gonna let you give them a little bit when we come back from commercial break.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty.
Alrighty.
Okay. Thank y'all for that. But listen, I don't want y'all to forget. If you have not heard or subscribed to Evelyn Law, she is a great artist that Dr. Kusamo plays on her morning tea with Lonnie B. So please go to her page as well and subscribe to Evelyn Law, as well as don't forget Morning Tea with Lonnie B, Monday through Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then, of course, on Fridays, we are the Kusamos. So we have Bible study with Dr. Kusamo and her husband Manny on Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 p.m. We have Motivation Moments with Gregory Bloomfield. But this week he will be on Monday, July 31st instead of Sunday. Okay, he's closing out his season. So he will be on Monday. And then, of course, on Saturdays, you got me, of course, Rosalind with Dear Life After at 11 a.m. every Saturday morning. And we got some good guests coming up for you. So please like and follow the page. All righty. Well, what you got for us, nephew?
Okay. My grandfather and my grandmother loved Al Green.
Okay,
loved,
all right now.
loved. I say loved Al Green. Um, so you can do some Al Green today.
Hey,
Mhm.
w-
Okay,
we just,
so
hey, we with you. Whatever you
okay,
got.
well, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. So the song says it says I I'm so in love with you. Mm.
All right now.
Whatever you want to do, yeah, is all right with me. Oh, 'cause you make me feel so brand new. Yeah, babe. And I wanna spend my life with you. Yeah, and they say baby, since we've been together, well, loving you forever is what I need. Oh, let me be the one you come running to, and I'll never be untrue. If you know me, help me sing. We say, baby, let's stay
All right.
together. Say, loving you whether times are good or bad, happy or sad.
All right
Yeah,
now. Hey, hey, hey.
that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I love some Al Green,
Oh
okay?
man, yes, ma'am. You know,
Yes, yes. That is
yeah.
my kind of music, okay?
Rev know what he did when he wrote that one. Rev know what he did. That one and I'm telling you that I have two Al Green songs that are my go tos. That one and Still in Love with You. Those
Oh,
are
yes.
my. I think my uncle Cedric probably played that song maybe 20 times a day. Growing up in that black truck, that was one song I know I was going to hear. That was another
Woo.
DJ in my life. My uncle Cedric. Yeah, he had playlists coming up. good playlist. And that
A
speaker with
good
that bed
playlist.
in the back of that truck was
Hey, ain't nothing like a good playlist,
a
okay?
good playlist. Yes,
A
ma'am.
good playlist, a good playlist. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. So do you have plans to do more singles? What are your plans for your musical career?
I actually just I'm rerouting my EP and my album. So I just spoke with my management last week and I'm going to be getting back in the studio when I get back to Houston this upcoming week. So I will be back in the studio. This matter of fact, this upcoming week starting Wednesday, Thursday, I'll be back in the vibes and I should have music released out by the end of fall. When I say by the end of fall, we're gonna be in there. We coming on out with some hits come November into December. We finna make it happen. We finna make
Hey,
it happen.
hey, hey, and it's gonna happen. So there's a question that says, how did you get over people's judgment while walking in your Jeremiah 29:11?
Who? um Getting over that, I think for me, because again, this is um let me see how I can answer this question without, like you said, we're being,
No, no, we keep it real.
I don't care. I don't care. That's what it is. I don't care. I,
But
I
you
had,
had to get there. You
I
had to get
had,
to the point of
I
not
had.
caring.
Okay, getting there. Reading, reading, and just living and doing. I think my steps were, my steps were kind of timid at first, like very, like I don't want to walk, don't want to step in, or I won't step in, or let me. So with it in the time when I became Polo the Vibe, I was worship pastoring. Like I was full-fledged worship pastoring in church at a community, as a matter of fact. And so I I think that's why I say this question is one of those. It's like, man, I had a I had a different like I said, didn't with me not caring, my mindset was, this is for me. This is for me. This is what God has for me. This is my destiny, because he wouldn't set me up the way that he set me up.
There you go.
If this was not my blessing, if this was not
Right.
for
If
me.
that was not your Jeremiah
Yes.
29:11. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Because
Man,
I think that's where people misunderstand. When he has it for you, the doors just
it's
open,
for
like you don't even
you.
realize it.
It's for you. It's for you. And there's so many paths that I've taken that people be like, were there any regrets? Or it's like,
Have you ever asked to
uh, yeah, it just was not for me. Like that's their route, that's their movement, that's their taking, that's what they do. So
choose?
yeah, it's either me, or if it's not for me, it's not for me. And that's kind of where I've had to be
Yes.
to please God, not man. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's for him. Yeah, and
So
that's really how I live my life, like walking, living my life.
see.
So
So Lisa Monet says, "Have you ever been asked to choose R&B or gospel for certain job opportunities?"
yes, and there were touring opportunities. Um, but it wasn't. And it was really up to the point of, oh, so you gonna choose God? You gonna choose R&B over God? And these were like two. I was literally in the middle of two. Like simultaneously, I was running two different. I was playing two different tours. I was MDing, playing keys on one with a secular artist, a secular blues artist, and then I picked up a major gospel situation, and and it really kind of put me in a bad position, because then it came down to it where, okay, well, are you trying to do this, or you want to do this? I want to do this, was the R&B side. Well, because for one, again, it paid more, and I mean, it paid more, and I don't know. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know what it is about I love the church. I love the church, but where the church has gone now, they don't want to pay nobody. I'm just gonna be honest. The
Okay.
church, the
So
black church.
why do you think that is?
The black church. I'm not gonna say the church. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my people. My people.
Okay. Yeah, we keep it real here. So yeah.
Since I've moved to Houston, since we've been in Houston now a year, and since I've been in Houston, I've learned that the pay scale, not even just separating R&B and church, is different, and that's on the big scale or the small scale. I can take an engagement to sing somewhere at a club somewhere, or at a venue for 2 hours. And let's just put a number out there. Let's say I know I could probably get, probably 4 or 5, maybe. Just putting a number out there. I'm gonna have to turn around on Sunday morning and do 3 times more work that I did. Play, praise and worship, stay this whole service. That's 5 hours, because nowadays church wants you to be there for sound check at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then you got 8 o'clock service. Then you got 11 o'clock service. You got to go somewhere with the pastor. All of that. That's 4 5 hours for that same amount of money I just did for 2 hours the day before. So like I said, it's not a money thing, but and that's a whole nother conversation for those that don't
It's a
understand.
value thing.
It's a value thing. It's not a money thing, because I'll go to church and do what I do for God for free. But
Come on. Say that again for the person in the back, because they didn't hear you.
I'm serious. What God has given me, there's no dollar amount that can amount to what He's given me. I'm 32 years old, and I've been able to make a living out of my gift. There's not a lot of people who can say that they can make a living, take care of their family, and So I'm not. There's not a price tag on. I'll do what I do for God for free, but because of the fact that this is my livelihood and He's given me this gift, I won't be ignorant. I'm not gonna be
That's right.
oblivious.
You're not gonna dumb
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
So to choose,
Yes.
and so to go back to the question, choosing between R&B and secular and gospel, it's almost to a point now that it's not even just about the dollar amount. It's the purpose. Because I will choose. I mean, it's not even about the gig if it's R&B at church now, because I've been placed in positions where you got to choose. Like you
Yeah.
got to choose. And when it comes to God, I'm not gonna choose nobody over God.
All
But when
right.
it
Come
comes
on.
to these people who follow God and say they follow Christ,
Yeah, the church folks that say,
nah, I ain't got nothing for you if you ain't. Nah, I'm finna go over here and go play for TLC, or go do this Bellinger gig and be good, because Eric Bellinger takes very good care of his people.
yeah,
I mean, just saying, so I have to be honest and say that the church and the church itself has lost its, I'm not gonna say lost its way, but the message now is becoming, oh, you can't do this if you're gonna do this. And it's like, what God are we serving? Like, we have
that's
all
right. Because
sinned and fallen
those
short.
are church people, church folks, and
Yeah,
that's not God. God didn't say, "Oh, okay, you don't live a good life or
yeah,
a happy life or
yeah,
joyful life." That's not what it says.
yeah, it's not at
Yeah,
all.
church people want to put you in a box. They want to put us
Yes,
in a box,
yes.
and that's the problem.
Yes, and it
So that
can't
yeah,
be like that. It
yeah,
cannot. It can, and that I won't be. I break the barriers down. I'm not. That's why I feel as if, and there was a point where there became a point in time where I did step back from the church. I'm not gonna say not from. I will never step back from God, but I stepped back from the church. Well, for one, because I was moving, and I wanted to find a proper church home for myself and my family. So I wanted to make sure that we were in the right place, not just so that the dollar amount was right, or not so that, my pay scale was right, but so that, God, like my move and everything I did for God, it all made sense. It all,
right,
everything has to make sense, all the way down to the teaching.
yes,
My bad. But yeah, all the way down to the teaching, it all has to make sense.
absolutely,
Yes, ma'am.
absolutely,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
And I think that's where people miss it, because, like I said, it has the church,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yes,
and
ma'am. It has to, the church. It has to make sense. Like, and that goes with everything in your life. That goes with just the people you choose, your friends. They have to make sense. They have to, you know, because what does it say? Only what you do for Christ will last.
see,
And everything that's even with your friends. Your friends even have to be Christ minded. Like, your friends have to
absolutely,
have the same walk as you. Your friends, like, everything, because it's gonna last. If it, if your
hmm
friendship is in Christ, it'll last. If your
yeah,
relationship is in Christ, it'll last. If your job, even the mindset you carry when you go to work, if it's in Him, you're gonna retire from there. I'm just being honest. Like, as
yeah.
far as
Like
everything
somebody
that
said,
God
yeah,
has given.
everything has to line up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I feel like He set me up and He gave me a gift my gift is gonna last. I'm gonna give it down to my kids. I got 3 beautiful children that are probably gonna be better than me. They gonna be,
hey,
I'm, and I have, and then on top of that, we have a blended family as well. That's gonna pass down to them too. They older, but they finna learn something too. Like, grandkids, all of that. It's just, I teach the neighborhood. This your gift, and only what you do for Him will last. That carries more of a message than what people think.
oh, absolutely,
Like,
because
they
people
think
don't.
only because you're in church it's gonna last, or because you worship God. Nah, everything gotta be gotta move with that. Everything gotta be in Him for it to last.
Yes,
So
yes,
so
yes, yeah. But people
yes,
don't,
man.
people don't, people don't realize
They don't. They do not. They do not.
that's important on what we pass down,
Mm-hmm.
from generation to generation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what so happens in, like I say, in the Black
In the
culture,
black culture and the
is
black.
that we don't want to prepare our kids, whether it's our, for any of our gifts, setting them up and okay, let's go ahead, and even though they're 9, okay, I need to start teaching you about finances. I need to teach you about
Ooh,
your credit, because most of us didn't grow up with those things.
lessons that
But
we
as we
didn't
have
get.
gotten older and we've learned the value of those things, so now we want to make sure that the next generations, that they don't make the mistakes or have to endure the things that we did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
That's
those things are
absolutely right.
important.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
so most of us don't think about that. They just, they just go on in life, but we have to break those generational curses.
Have to. We have to.
Because you want your kids to know that, okay, yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with you singing in the youth choir and playing the instruments. But if your gift has opened up other doors for you in
Yes.
different genres, it's okay to walk in those doors. Because if
Yes.
God opened
Yes.
them up, it's all right.
It's all right. He the one that gave them to you to walk through. Now every door is not a door to walk through. Every
Absolutely.
door is not a door to walk through. I will say that. I've been a part of those too. But it's life is a learning process. You're gonna learn as you live what to take, what not to take. And I'm grateful to be in a position where I now know what it looks like before I take a situation I should not take.
Mm.
I know what's being said. I know the game. I know, oh, you can't send my deposit until I know I know what, you know, it's again, it's gotta make sense.
It gotta
If it
make
don't
sense.
make sense, I'm not
It
going.
gotta make sense. It has to make sense. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know that
Common sense at that.
yeah. I mean, because I know, like for you, I know you played at mega churches. I know
Yes,
you
ma'am.
played at smaller churches.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
was the difference versus a mega church? Okay, we're
Mm,
gonna keep it. We're gonna go this real.
okay.
So, what was the difference in you playing at Community and you playing at New Covenant?
Okay. You
Yeah, we real. We're gonna keep it real.
really did that. You really did
Yeah,
that.
I really did that. I really did that.
You really did that. Okay, let me say this. So my experience at New Covenant was very personal. It was very personal. I think they're almost the same. I'm gonna say they're almost the same. I think what because both pastors, I have close relationships with every pastor I work with. Um, pastor the pastor of Covenant and the pastor of Community are just two totally different people. That's the only thing that was different. The church, um, the operations of the church is what was different. Um, Community is a little more business ran. If I can be honest with you, it's a little more business ran than uh, Covenant, the New Covenant. And so that means you got to be there for sound checks super early in the morning. There were two campuses, so with us having two campuses, we had to split 4 services in between two different campuses. And with me overseeing both campuses, I was in a different role. I was director of arts and worship pastor at Community, so I was in a different role. So my takeout on it was the simple fact of knowing that it was just a business. Community was more of a business, and New Covenant was more of home. So bigger churches are a little bit more business ran, a little bit more church politics, and every church has their church politics, but the bigger scale, I guess, because of the fact that Community was more of going to the mega side of it with the two churches and going to and especially when COVID hit. And when COVID hit, things kind of just went haywire, and that's with streaming and like the how you had to pay how they do an offering and how everything had to go from we in service full pack house to all of a sudden ain't nobody in the building. That's where things got different. I can say like I didn't know what to do when COVID hit, so I can say the difference between the two was just like I said, the business mindset, family. Every church has the how can I word it? I guess you keeping it real, so
Yeah, keep it real.
Covenant was just more like family. And the bigger church, working at a bigger church, you have to be more so on your P's and Q's because any wrong move, it's going to cause more problems than anything, because of the fact that you went from a family where you got the small church, a simple conversation can change the situation. Whereas in a bigger church, you got to go through ranks. Yeah, you
Okay.
go what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I say the difference for me with working in a smaller church and then going in a bigger church. It's just the ranks.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, there's no, and it
So
really isn't
it's
too much
more
of a thing.
political.
Yeah, politics. That's all it is. It's politics. Some smaller churches ain't gonna have a whole board that can answer one question. you
Okay.
know, um,
Okay.
and then on top of that, let's go ahead and call it a corporation or a business church. And a smaller church are gonna have two different attitudes anyway, because of the fact of, like she said, more grace. A smaller church, they're gonna keep that musician, or they're gonna keep, we can have conversations. A business, a bigger church, after three strikes, you can be at the door. Really, after one strike, you can be at the door, because there's always somebody waiting at the bigger church. Whereas the smaller church, the pastor's son ain't old enough yet to be on staff. You know, like just, just call it what it
Okay.
is.
Okay. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's how it normally, yeah, that normally it is. But yeah, the smaller churches, like I said, it's more of a family environment, so you can have
Yeah,
a different type of conversation with
yeah,
the pastor
mhm,
versus, at the big church, you
yeah,
might not even talk to him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really what it boils down to. And like I said, it's just a different corporation. You know, usher board meetings might last a little bit longer at the smaller church, because they really ain't having usher board meeting. They trying to figure out who cooking tonight. In bigger church, everything is on time pay scale, and that's another thing. Bigger churches, we in church for an hour and 30 minutes time. These home churches and smaller churches, we might start church at 10 o'clock and be out by 2, and you still gonna stay. You'll still get that same
Okay.
same honorarium you got for hour and a half service, if less.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's just
And that,
yeah,
but
politics.
yeah, politics. I mean, and some people might know that and might not know that, because
Yeah, that's a
it might
different.
make a difference to somebody on, okay, well, do I want to actually do it this way,
Yes, ma'am.
with the bigger church and deal with the politics, or would I just rather be over here where it's family like and it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be grace, because you're going to have a different type of relationship with the pastor,
Yeah,
because he's going to be more hands-on, so to speak, because it is a smaller church, so he's going to be like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
you know yeah, that makes a difference.
More
Yeah.
grace in politics. Grace in politics is what we're gonna call it.
Grace and
That's
politics.
that grace in politics.
Grace and politics.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what would you tell somebody? Let's say there is somebody, a young person, and they're struggling with dealing with church folks, because they're not sure which way they want to go, or they're not sure if it's okay for them to play for a church on Sunday mornings, and as well as, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sing at the Free Man. You know,
Yes,
like
ma'am.
what would you tell that person?
I think for me, I can tell them first of all, like I said earlier, only what you do for Christ will last, because they don't they didn't give you the gift. He gave it to you. He gave you the gift. And he will God will always, God will see you through. God will always keep you in line. People ain't they don't have no say so. People don't have a say so. Um keep going. Keep doing what he said, what he gave you to do. Be yourself. Keep God first. Always pray, like, before you do anything. Like, before you make any moves, before you get out of bed, before before you figure out what you're gonna wear that day, pray over it. Because much prayer, we heard this in church growing up, but we didn't take it seriously. Much prayer, much power. Little prayer, little power. No prayer, no power. If you're not praying, what are you getting? Where's your source? Like, you got to have a source. not just from the gift that you have, because he's already given that to you. But some things aren't going to be just given to you.
Mm.
God already gave you a gift. What you going to do with it?
And that's amazing, uh, that you say that. That's very touching because like I say, people judge people so often.
Mm-hmm.
So people would be, sometimes people look at us and they've already sized us up, so to speak. So they've already sized you up as, okay, well, okay, he got the dreads, you know what I'm saying? He's on stage, he's doing this, he's doing that. And so then they hear, oh, okay, that you got to be praying, that this is what you got to do. You got to have the source. People have already made a judgment on you
Based off
your
of who
outer
I
appearance. You know what I'm saying? And
and
that's what
let's
people
call it what
have
it is. And
learned.
yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it what it is. A lot of that is also because people are just judgmental.
Absolutely.
There are people who know Jaren. There are people who knew me pre-college. There are people who knew me during college. There are people who've known me post-college. There are people who knew me during my marriage. There are people who knew me after that. There are people who've known my life. Sister Rosalind, you know that my life has been, these 32 years of mine have been very much a lot. So there are a lot of people who just judge me before I had the locks, before I became Polo the Vibe. They just judge me because we live in an age of people who just judge. And because of that, this day and age, we live in a society now where it's like, oh well, because that's what I see, that's what it is. we and I don't understand that, because some of the most profound people in life look just like me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some of the most profound people in life carry mantles and carry gifts and carry so many things on them, but you'll take it from them because they are who they are. Like I
Yes.
said, and that's why I say to that person who wants to do this, it's not easy.
It's
Just
not
because you see what it looks like on stage is 10% of it.
not just 10%.
That's all it is, Nanny. I'm sorry. That's all it is. 10%.
Oh wow.
Ten
So what's
percent.
the other 90?
The other 90 is the preparation. I work with so many different bands, so I gotta I have set lists on my phone and playlists on my phone. My lady and I were talking a couple weeks ago, and I was doing something in the car. I was like just making playlists to send out to different bands. She's like, "What are you over there doing?" I was like, "Listen, this is a playlist," and it was like 100 and something songs, just songs that I do, and originals, arrangements, all of that. That's five maybe. Then you got the other 85 is figuring out what I'm wearing on stage. Is that's like 20, that's 25% alone. What I'm wearing on, and then for me, I do outfit changes. I do two sets. I do two sets, so I'm not gonna look like what I look like second set, first set, and
Now you see you
like.
get all that from your granny and your mama.
And Granny's best, she was a Patti LaBelle fan. so
Oh,
so
baby,
I mean,
was she ever?
I'm talking about, I watch Patty videos every night, every night.
Yeah.
So I had and then on top of it, like you said, my grandmother was I was raised by a grand family. Like that's just how we carry ourselves. We're grand. So we're grand. You see me,
Well,
hello.
hey, hey, if nobody, if
Hey,
you don't think it, nobody else will, right?
what? We got it. And like with my hair, with my locks. What you mean?
Yeah.
So no, that's all. And then you have to cover your gifts. You have to cover your brand. That is really majority of it. You have to make sure that you're on time. You have to the necessities. You got to be on time. You got to look good. You got to don't come in there smelling like weed. Don't come in there smelling like alcohol. Don't come in there for those that participate in whatever you participate in. Don't look like what you've been through. That's simple. Because I'm not gonna lie, that's another that will be your quickest way to not get caught again. There's a reason why I continue to stay working. There's a reason why I'm consistent. Um, I have even for those that are in relationships and who are dealing with people who don't make sure that you're on time. they don't need to be there. If you dealing with somebody, or you got friends who always late, or you know you got to be at a gig, nah, I'm a Uber there. You can meet me there.
Because
Or
you
I'm
had to learn that, didn't you?
what?
You had.
I had to basically rebrand myself. Because I was one of those. I tell you, yeah, I'll be there. I show up probably about an hour late because I knew for a fact I was gonna sing last, and then at the end of the day, I ended up singing first, and now I'd have missed my whole set, and now I'd have missed my money, and now I can't get a call back. That's another. That's what I'm saying. Like all of that is that. That's what on
So
stage is
you had to
10%.
learn.
10% is on stage. That's the fun part of it. I can get on stage in my sleep. It's the other stuff that takes you back, because even with your attire, don't be wearing the same clothes. Get you some new clothes. Don't be. I just saw you performing this shirt Monday. Why you
Not
got it
get you
on
some new
again
clothes.
Wednesday?
Well,
And
say they better go to Target or something,
well,
huh?
that's my store. I will walk in Target in a minute. I go to Target in a minute. I'm on the way to a gig, and I'll stop at Target.
Yeah, Amber says a support system is important.
It's very important, and that's someone who's a part of my support system. She definitely understands that. That's like, since I haven't been in Dallas, it's just us. Being in Houston, it's just us out there. And so because of that alone right there is a lot of that. Your support system, it doesn't even come from you. A lot of your things aren't going to come from you. It's going to come from those who are around you, because that uplifting, that all counts. That all counts. If you don't have those around you that's not gonna pray for you before shows. Don't have those around you that ain't gonna make sure you got, you know. I got friends that bring me a towel to the stage just because they saw me sweating. I got a homegirl that brought me a hair towel not last week to the stage because my hair was all in my face while I was on stage. She's like, "Here, put that on real quick." So that you got to have the support system is definitely great. And in that support system, make sure that your support system understands what you're doing,
Okay,
because
what do you mean by that?
make sure your support system understands that your outlook is, they have to be in the same view as you. They have to be looking through the same lens as you.
Okay.
That basically that. If I say, or if I'm here with a calm mindset, those who are with you need to be in the same calm mindset. So if your homeboy got into it with his girlfriend before that, hey, we here to kick it. This is your support system. There are a lot of people look at it as, oh, these are just my friends. I invite them to my show. No, that's your support system. And it took me moving out of town to understand that, because I have a lot of friends here. I have a lot of friends here in Dallas, but moving to another city and learning new friends and gaining new people and learning new atmospheres all together, that'll show you who your support system really is. Because your friends and all those around you have to be looking through the same viewpoint, the same lens as you, or your time on stage or your delivery isn't going to be right. And you don't ever want to give a bad show based off of your emotions, or based off of how your friends are acting, or based off of somebody else's drama that you don't even know nothing about. You wasn't even on the conversation with your homeboy and his girlfriend, but you mad because he mad at her. So now your show finna be bad because of that.
So
Nah.
some BS.
Yeah, some BS I ain't even a part of. I wasn't even on the phone. Why do I feel your energy? Vibes. That's why I say I have to control the vibe in the room. That is why it speaks for itself. I have to control the vibe. So when I walk in the room, just hear ye.
Mm,
Hear me.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and then so
Ma'am.
when I thought about you and when I made the reel for the show, and it's actually funny because I've never had heard this speaker, and it's not a song, but the lyrics kind of go, "Let them judge you, let them misunderstand you, let them gossip about you. Their opinions aren't your problem. You stay kind, committed to love, and free in your authenticity. No matter what they do or say, you don't doubt your worth or your truth. Just keep shining like you always do."
Let them.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I've
I
heard
mean,
that
to me,
before.
that was so for you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I've definitely read, and I've read that before. That's crazy. I think I based a tattoo that I wanted off of that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So
Wayne Garrett says, I stand with Jaron Polo the Vibe Hogue.
that's my brother. That is my brother.
Okay. Okay,
That's
Wayne.
another minister. That's another preacher who also follows the vibes. Like he gets it. When I say gets it, he's a pastor who understands that you take your light everywhere you go. He comes out and kicks it, but he's still going. This young, and I'm grateful for the fact that this younger generation is getting it. They're getting it.
Yes.
There's some. We still follow Christ. We still are in the fold.
Hey, because what did you say? Only what you do for him will
For
last.
him will last. If you
Yeah.
turn, even if you turn up for him, it'll last.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
right. And
It'll
and
last.
I know you turn up for him. I know it's so funny because yesterday was the anniversary of me doing my first sermon, and I know you
Yes,
played.
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yes, yes.
And look how far we've
That
come.
was 4 years ago.
Wow.
That was in
Yes, ma'am. And
2019.
you still turning up for him.
Oh, got to, because
Still
listen,
turning up for him.
know him, know me. You know what I mean? Like we
Know
have to
him,
give
know
credit where
me.
credit is due. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
and
That's really what
everything
it is.
that we do is so funny because we were talking to one of the guys that worked for us yesterday, and that's what I was explaining to him. Like if this was Swift or somewhere, they wouldn't care about what's going on with you. I'm having this
Mhm.
conversation with you because we know, and as people and as black people, you know what I'm saying, like something's distracting you, something's going on with you. So we want to be able to help you.
We care.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, absolutely. We
Yeah.
do. Because,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because it's spilling over into your job, whatever it is that you have going on. So, hey, so if we need to help get you some help, you know what I mean? Like if you need to see a counselor or something because, you know, you and your wife, not, it ain't working, you, you need to
Mm-hmm.
talk to us. We can't
Yes,
help
ma'am.
you unless you tell us. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's what
Yeah.
people have to understand, that just because it's a job or what you do, you know, like we care because
We
that's
care. We
what
care.
we can't help it.
If I don't know nothing about it, there's nothing I can do about it. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And so walking, and so being around, that all plays a part. See, we gotta do a part two of this because we gotta do a part two or sidebar
Hey,
conversation.
hey.
Sidebar.
Well, we're gonna do a part two because this is what we also have coming up for the people who are logged on, is that we're gonna do a Dear Life After Hours, raw and uncut, Friday Night Live. It's gonna be coming next month. So hey, so maybe part two. So it's not gonna just be an hour. It's gonna be like at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
So hey, so for those who can't handle it, so for the church folks, this is not for you
This is past your bedtime.
unless you want to come on and learn some stuff about being real with yourself and with him.
Ooh, because my conversations with him be real.
Oh,
God,
listen,
God and I be arguing with each other basically. Like we be fighting. We fight. Like I just told God yesterday. I swear to you, I told God yesterday on my way down here from Houston. I said, Lord, you gonna have to, man, and you gonna have to move this mountain, dog. Listen. Listen, I'm tired. I'm tired of this. Like this has got to stop today. Like, and if it don't stop today, we fighting. I told God that. I said, listen, we gonna fight. And I know I'm gonna lose, but I know I'm gonna lose. But we fighting because this cannot keep happening.
hey, listen.
Like,
Trust me, nephew. I am there with you. I'll be like, listen, hey, some got to give.
man, that's how I know He loves me because He shows me grace every day. Because I know God want to strike me down every day. I know the way I talk to Him. The way I talk to Him like my kids sometimes, and He allows it. He allows
Hey,
it.
because he wants you to be you. You know?
Man, everybody come, oh Father God, nah, hey, bro, listen, say, bro, you cannot listen. Like,
Hey,
man,
I
nah,
think
like
that's
with the
what
hits
to
and
be.
like with the hits that the Dallas community, like just the Dallas community alone has been taking. I have to say, and I'm just gonna place this out there. I'm praying for my Dallas music family. I have to put this out there. My Dallas music family, I love each and every one of you. I'm praying for all of you. We just lost we this entire year, this summer.
Oh, yes.
This
Yes.
summer has been probably one of the hardest summers for the Dallas music community. And that's church all the way down to secular, all the way down to Latino. We have taken hit after hit after hit after hit in the quartet scene, in the blues scene, southern soul scene. I just lost one of my biggest inspirations in my life just last week. And then lost another one this week. Like Carnell Morel and Daniel Jones, that was probably two hits I was not expecting. And so I want to let the Dallas and the world know, but specifically Dallas, because this is happening directly in our backyard. Dallas, I'm praying for y'all. I love each and every one of y'all. And y'all know that even though I'm no longer a resident, I'm from here and y'all know what it is. This is home, and anything that we gonna have to all come together and just make something happen, even if it's just to go kick it. I ain't talking about no music. We always singing and on stage and always playing. We got to come together and just do something. A lake day, because I like to do stuff outside of music. I'm something outside of just an artist. I like to race cars. I like to ride jet skis. I like to fish. We have to do something outside of music, because that's also another problem. We'll get so tainted in our gift that we think that that's all we have and that's all we do. When we have lives,
Yes. There you go.
we have lives. Like people got spouses and people got kids, and people want to do other things outside of sing a note and hear melodies all day.
All right.
We gotta take ourselves away from that, because even though that's what has brought us together, it's still one part of our lives. And so let's do something, y'all. I'm extending this to every artist and musician out there, whether you coming up or you've been in this thing, OGs, the gatekeepers. Let's do something. Let's do something, and because we only come together for funerals now. We
Mm.
only come together for funerals and for to say goodbye to somebody, and I've come home 7 times this summer since my birthday. I have come home 7 times for funerals.
Wow.
Next weekend will be 8. I'm tired of saying goodbye to people that I ain't even got to really say hi to.
Mm. Yes. Yes.
So
Absolutely.
I know the only that's with everything. So let's do that, and I'm extending that to everyone. I'm praying for you all, Dallas, the world. I'm praying for y'all, and let's do it. Let's do it. Stay prayed up, stay consistent, and do something that's gonna last. Do something that's gonna last. Do it for Him. Do it for Christ, because that's what's gonna last. Like,
Absolutely.
that's really what it is, y'all.
So, today has been just absolutely amazing, life changing. I'm so proud of the man that you have become and that
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are becoming
Yes, ma'am.
in your walk. Uh,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
it's
Thank
just
you.
you know
I
it's
appreciate you.
yeah
You had a lot to do with it. Thank you. You had a whole lot to do with it.
hey,
Yes,
listen.
ma'am. So I appreciate
I
you, man.
love you. I love you. I
I
love
love
you.
you
Like I
as
said, and
well.
I know your mom and dad are just absolutely proud of who you are as well, and your granny and your papa.
Yes, ma'am.
You know them instilling, everything that
Yes,
they've
ma'am.
instilled into.
Yes,
Of
ma'am.
course, they are rejoicing in
Yes,
heaven.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Shout out to my
That you
village. Shout out
that
to my
you
entire village. Yes, ma'am. Shout out to
yes
all of my village. Y'all, my papa, granny, my daddy, my mama, all of y'all. Y'all. I hope to continue to make y'all proud. I appreciate you for everything that you have done for me, and everything that you're going to continue to do. I appreciate you, because it is who I am.
Yeah, I mean, and so for people who want to book you
Yes, ma'am.
for venues, whether it's a wedding, whether it's a party,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a church event, a
Yes, ma'am.
conference, or whatever that
Yes,
may
ma'am.
be, booking polo the
Mhm.
vibe at gmail.com,
Yes, ma'am.
or your email, polo the vibe at icloud.com.
iCloud.com. Yes, ma'am.
So, So we're gonna have a part 2 coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, we're gonna see if
I'm
we can do
excited.
that as a panel and all be in the same room. But if not, hey, we're gonna make it happen either
We're
way
gonna
it
make
goes.
that happen.
So be sure and tell all of your friends to follow Dear Life After.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
thank everyone who has joined today. And again, if y'all want to book Polo the Vibe, please go to his email and hit him up. He's on
Yes,
all
ma'am.
social media platforms. He's on
Yes, ma'am.
Twitter. He's on IG. He's on Facebook. He's on Snapchat. He's on all social media platforms. So please support him. And
Please.
again, support Dear Life After. And until we meet again, as I always say, make it a great day on purpose.
Make it a great day on purpose.
Be 25 and up, as we both know you really don't give a fuck. It's obvious that shit can get out of hand if you let it. But something inside of me saying, Polo, don't you sweat it. Girl, we buying liquor, never drinking out the bottle. That's asking you for help but never asking you to swallow, baby girl. You know everything, and it's funny how life makes you think. It's got you so grown, yeah. Try to make it on your own. You're only 21, girl. You know everything. And it's funny how life makes you think. It's got you so grown. Try to make it on your own.